Give a warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Martin Baird. Can you come up, Martin?
Good afternoon. I've been elected to speak to you because you can probably understand my accent as opposed to the people who shared the car with me. Ken can't be here because he's had his 11th child. He's trying to sort of overturn the problem we have in Fenham. He's doing very well, and girls don't stand too close to him. Ken asked the question. That's why he was dismissed as regional organiser. He asked the question, where has the money gone? And he was dismissed as regional organiser and became Newcastle organiser. A young girl, a very nice young girl, I've got nothing against young girls, I like them. She was appointed in his place, with no degree of competency compared to Ken. Ken has worked tirelessly for this party at his own personal cost, and as I'm sure you all know, being a member of this party is quite a brave thing to do. It costs you work, it costs you friends, it costs you kudos. So Ken was sacked. That's why I've come down today, because I don't agree with it. I joined the party about 3 or 4 years ago. I joined because as an employer, I had nightclubs and dance halls. I realised from a very early stage that the weight was against me. If I turned away ethnic minorities at my door, I would be in trouble. I would have to answer charges relating to race relations. If I sacked someone from the ethnic minorities, I would find myself in court. Now, it didn't matter about all the white people I used to turn away, and it didn't matter about the white people I used to sack, and there were many of them. Nightclubs are strange places, and unfortunately you have to keep a very tight lid on them. So I joined the party because it was open and it was honest and it was the only place for me to go. No one else was telling the truth. No one else was telling the truth about this protected species that could get away with murder. No one else was telling the truth what was happening to the population of our country and the ramifications of that. And please, can I state straight away, I am no racist. I might be a skinhead, but that's because I've got no hair. That is the only reason. It's not due to any racist tendencies. I have friends from every corner of society. Gay, straight, black, white, grey, yellow, whatever. It's not a problem. But I agree with when in Rome, do as the Romans do, and we should all be treated the same, which we're not, which is why I joined. Now, I was attracted initially by Nick Griffin. I think a marvellous man, put his job, his life, his family on the line. And look what he did. 2 MEPs, councillors. I mean, early days, fantastic results. But then suddenly, something got hold of him. The last couple of years. Now, I've got a printer friend, very big printer. I said, look, would you do some stuff for the BNP? Not on your life, Mark. Why not? Is it the political reason? No, nothing to do with that. It's because we don't get paid. Now, he was saying this 18 months ago, not 6 months ago, not a year ago. Now, printers are always the people that get bumped, sadly. They're always the last ones to get paid, if at all. But it was well known within the printing industry that they were getting bumped. Now, when I joined, or just shortly afterwards, oh, we've got 300 grand in the bank. No problems. Now we're down 700 grand. That's £1 million. That's a lot of money. We don't need people in offices. Why don't we have people working from home like they used to? Keep the eckies down, as they say. If the revenue's not there, you keep the expenses down. I joined the party because it was open and honest. It's not open and honest now, not by a long chalk. Because if you can get sacked by asking, where has the money gone? Then there must be a problem, mustn't there? Yep. The other problem, unfortunately now, is with Nick Griffin. Everyone I speak to in the North East, I'm from a very political background. My father was a Tory candidate on several occasions. My stepmother was actually the Solicitor General. So you can imagine the conversations we have at home. My mother was a Tory, still is a Tory, but she didn't want to vote Tory this time round. I'm talking about the election a year ago. She didn't want to vote UKIP because it was a female impersonator who decided to come out the closet the day before the election, which wasn't too clever. She liked everything that the BNP stood for, but she didn't like Nick Griffin. And when you're knocking on doors and you're canvassing, that's unfortunately the answer you get. I like what you say, I like what you stand for, but I don't like him. Now, that's pretty unfair because Michael discussed about the press. The press have a policy for slagging off the BNP. It's actually there in black and white on the website, the National Union of Journalists policy against right-wing parties. So they'll never ever say anything positive about it. But Nick's pushed the boat out too far. Anyone who says, where's the money gone? What about this? What about that? Gets sidelined. It's almost like a bunker mentality. And people not worthy to be regional organisers are being put in their place, and decent people are leaving. We can't afford any more decent people to leave. We just can't afford it, because you put your job and your reputation on the line getting involved with this party in the first place. They've made that sacrifice. There's nowhere for these people to go anymore. Newcastle's in crisis. We used to have packed houses going to our meeting places. We used to have good speakers, paid for by the bucket going round. Now we have 20 or 30 people. We didn't get our nomination forms for the elections until 36 hours before the election. Now, whether this was a positive move by Jefferson via Adam Walker down to the local girl, God knows, but it's totally unprofessional. This problem has to be nipped in the bud very quickly before everybody finds out about it. And really, if Nick was a fair, open and honest man, he would act accordingly. He's got himself in that situation where it's virtually impossible for a leadership challenge, because you need so many hundred of names. Not 10, like it used to be when he got in, hundreds of names, which is a very difficult task. So I'm here because I want to know where the money's gone, and I think each and every one of us should keep asking that question, because it's our money. We've all dropped in the bucket, we've all paid our subs. We want to find out, I would like to know now. And best of luck to Richard Edmonds. Thank you very much.